Hey everyone, welcome back to another Wealthsimple portfolio update video. And as the stock market keeps climbing higher and higher, so does my portfolio. It's currently at $230,184.74. And at one point this past week, it was actually up over $232,000. Now, I've been investing for over 5 years now. As you can see on the Wealthsimple chart here, at the very beginning, it is July 22nd of 2020. And basically, I was curious to see how much I've invested every single day that the stock market has been open. So I went ahead and asked ChatGPT here. I said, how many days has the New York Stock Exchange been open since July 22nd of 2020? And they gave me an answer of 1,311 trading days. So I took that 1,311. Well, actually, first I took my total contribution amount, which is over $138,000. And I divided it by the 1,311. So let's do that quickly. 1,311. And I got $105 every single day on average has been deposited into my Wealthsimple accounts since I have opened it 5 years ago. So let's just say 100 for a clear number. I have been investing every single day for the past 5 years, $100 into my portfolio. I don't want to come off like I'm bragging at all, so I will just say I've never been a high earner ever in my career. I am only 27. Basically, all I'm trying to say here is that anybody can achieve the amount of money that I have saved if you really put your mind to it and you take sacrifices along the way, which I have taken many sacrifices. I won't get into them, but I've done everything I can in my power to save as much money as possible. And to be honest, it is 100% paid off. I mean, I've almost got a $100,000 total gain just over 5 years. Like, my portfolio has almost made me $100,000 in 5 years. That is just crazy. If you told me that 5 years ago, I would call you crazy. But anyways, let's look at the chart here so we can see my first ever day I opened Wealthsimple was July 22nd, 2020. I did have a different investing account on a different platform, but I started a Wealthsimple one and ended up moving all my money over there eventually. So at the beginning here, I was just kind of throwing in money as I could. I did do a little bit of a large sum of money here. I believe this is just some money I had in my savings account. So it was about 6,000 or 8,000 bucks. And by the end of 2020, the portfolio was, let's say January 6th, 2021, the portfolio was just under $12,000. And as we go through 2021 here, I was just doing some deposits when I could. And we can see here, I did have another pretty big spike up here. We're going to go, from like 16,000 to about 38,000. I had quite a bit of money sitting in savings. I was putting a lot of money into savings before I started investing. And I was still putting money in the savings account while I was investing over this year and a half, I guess just over a year. So I did have a pretty large sum deposit here, and this was pretty bad timing at the time. If you weren't in the market at the end of 2021, that's when the market kind of had that downturn, and we entered that bear market of 2022. But if we keep going ahead here, December, we're at about 36,000 portfolio value, and on January 5th of 2022, the portfolio was at almost $40,000, and it was down all time. As you can see, my net deposit was $41,700. So the portfolio stayed negative after this point for quite a long time. We were in a pretty dark time in the stock market in 2022. This is when the Fed was increasing interest rates, and a lot of people were very, very bearish and fearful. And I kept investing. This was around the time, about May 2022, when I moved back in with my parents, and this very, very steady line was just me depositing like every single day, every week. As soon as I was getting money, it was all going in here. Like, let's see, my net deposits from May of 2022 was 67,000, a portfolio value of 55,000. And if we go to the end of 2022, the portfolio, we'll say January 4th, 2023, was at 56,000 with a net deposits of 85,000. So we did 85,000. We did like 17,000 in deposits just in that first year I was living with my parents. And if we keep scrubbing along here, January, we were at about 60,000. And this was when the market finally started making a recovery almost near the end of 2023. This was when my portfolio first hit $100,000. I was making videos at this time. My portfolio was down still about $7,000 from the net deposits at that time too, which is crazy to see. But I was just depositing like a madman. All the money I was getting, wasn't going out, wasn't spending my money, wasn't buying fast food. I was saving literally everything. I cannot stress that enough. And then by the end of 2023, the portfolio, we'll say beginning of 2024, the portfolio was at $125,000. I was beyond happy with that amount. The portfolio was finally in the positives, and it has never looked back since then. I mean, fingers crossed, anything can happen. We could have a big pullback here in the end of the year, 2026, and my portfolio goes back to the negatives. But guess what? I'm just going to keep buying. That's the best thing you can do. Whenever the market goes down, just keep buying. And we go along through 2024. We can see it just kept climbing like crazy. It did kind of stagger here and drop a little here, but at the end of 2024, things really took off. We exploded from like $150,000 to $200,000 portfolio. So between December of 2024 and let's see here, December 2020, in basically a year, my portfolio went up $100,000 during that time frame. When you look back at it like this, it's absolutely absurd. It's like, man, I wish I bought way more back here. And I was buying as much as I could, but I could have bought a little more. It always makes you wish you bought more. So I think the best thing you can do right now is just buy as much as you can, but obviously not financial advice. Beginning of 2025, the portfolio was just under 200,000. We had that tariff drama, and the portfolio dropped down back to just over 160,000. And obviously, we have just been in a massive bull run here since April, and the portfolio is obviously sitting at over $230,000 on this day. Wow, what a history recap of the portfolio that was. This is something I recommend everyone goes and does every so often, just to see how much growth your portfolio is actually going through. I mean, everyone's going to be at different levels, but it's a pretty fun exercise just to go back in time and just remember what it was like in 2021 when I just had about $12,000 in this portfolio, and just thinking back like how proud of myself I would be in the future. If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to drop a subscription down below. We're almost at 3,500 on the channel. And also be sure to drop a like down below if you're enjoying. Let's aim for 100 likes on this video. Anyways, let's jump over to the TFSA. It's currently at $81,670.91. The TFSA is on a total gain of about 47% or $26,000. And this is the first time ever the TFSA has been over $80,000. And some more good news, I finally maxed my TFSA for 2025, so there will be no more allocations to the TFSA this year. I look forward to 2026 when I could put some more money in here, because I really want to hit that milestone of a $100,000 TFSA. I think that would be quite a great milestone for myself. And we'll quickly go through the holdings in the TFSA since it is a new month. I am still holding a firm. I am down on this position. I still got a bunch of AMD up about 54%. CrowdStrike, I have 4 shares up 160%. Enphase, I am down quite heavily on Enphase. Yikes, down 77%. Up about 20% on my Bitcoin ETF. Up 86% on Cloudflare. Up 1,057% on Palantir. I got a bunch of the NASDAQ 100, about $4,000 worth, up 25%. 20 shares of Shopify, up 15%. 20 shares of Tesla, up 175%. I'm actually looking to take profits on Tesla. My mark is about 500 USD. It's currently sitting at 430. So I will be taking profits on Tesla hopefully soon if it hits 500. Next, I got TTD down 29%. I got a bunch of VFE, or the Vanguard S&P 500, $16,000 worth, up 46%. And I have VOO as well, about 1,800 USD, up 10%. The reason I have it in USD in my TFSA is because this was profits from USD stocks, and I didn't want to be hit with conversion fees from USD to Canadian to put it in VFE. So I kept it in US dollars and just put it in VOO instead. And then I got 16,000 in XEQT, up 27%. And lastly, about 600 USD in XYZ, down 50%. Next up here is my RRSP. It's at $72,142.19. This account is up almost 71%, or just under $30,000. Again, just these past couple weeks, this is the first time the RRSP has been over $70,000 before, I believe. Yes, definitely. And I got about $1,000 left to contribute in my RRSP for the end of 2025. And I will be all out of contribution room in the RRSP for this year. And checking out the holdings in the RRSP, I've got some more shares of AMD, up almost 70%. More shares of the Bitcoin ETF, up 20%. I got almost about $9,300 of the S&P 500 HXQ, up almost 100%. This was something I was buying heavy in 2022. Pretty happy with that return. Next, Palantir, up 513%. Then I have PayPal. I'm down on PayPal. I'm actually looking to probably sell off this position and put it somewhere else that I think might make me some more money. I'm down 36% on these PayPal shares. Next, I got about 8,000 USD in SEHD, up 5%. Next, I got Shopify, $2,200 worth, up 152%. And then I got more Tesla, about 7,000 USD worth, up 66%. Trade Desk, 11 shares, down 6%. And then I got a bunch of VOO, or the S&P 500, almost 20,000 USD worth, up 32%. And lastly, 2 shares, a very, very small position here of Block, down 25%. All right, now the last stock account is my non-registered account. It is at $18,000, and I get the comment every single video. I only ever deposit into this account when my TFSA and RRSP are full. I really just want to preface that. And in fact, I have not deposited into this account since 2023 because I just have not had that much excess money to put in here. All of it has been going to my TFSA and RRSP since about the end of 2023. So if anything, I have been taking money out of here from the dividends I get. And the only position I have in this account is VFE. I've got obviously $18,000 worth of VFE, up 76% in this account. Popping into the crypto account, it's currently at $46,815.21. This account is up almost 200%, or almost $31,000 all time. Obviously, Bitcoin has been crushing it. I think it's approaching all-time highs again. But this is also the end of the 4-year cycle, if we have another 4-year cycle. If you know anything about crypto, Bitcoin always has this thing called the 4-year cycle, where basically it just goes parabolic in the 4th year of the cycle, and we are currently in that 4th year. So if things repeat, obviously history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. So if we see anything like 2021, we could be in for a bear market starting in the crypto industry, starting at the end of this year or beginning of 2026. So I'm going to be keeping my eye out on my altcoins that I own. Obviously, I'm going to go through my holdings here in just a second, but I'm looking to hopefully be taking some good profits out of this account before the end of the year. We'll see what happens. I'm probably not going to be selling any more Bitcoin. I had been taking lots of profit on Bitcoin throughout the past year as it's been climbing. My cost basis was pretty low, so all the profits I took were pretty juicy. So let's jump into the holdings in the crypto account here quickly. I've got $1,000 of Cardano, up 200%. I've got $20,000 in Bitcoin, up almost 180%. I've got $132 in Cody, down 73%. $150 in Doge, up 200%. $1,300 in Polkadot, down 36%. $13,000 of Ethereum, or just over 2 coins, up 112%. I'm definitely looking to take profits on Ethereum soon. I have about $40 of KNC, down 57%. That's basically nothing. Next is Chainlink, just under $5,000 worth, up 132%. This is a big profit taker I'm looking to take on. Next, Decentraland, $226 worth, down 70%. Polygon, $1,100, down almost 70% as well. Solana, $4,000 worth, up 440%. I had taken a lot of profits on Solana already. I might take some more though. And then lastly, $200 of XRP, up almost 500%. And then lastly here, I just have a checking account with a 2.5% interest rate. And this account is at $11,472.71. Jumping into my portfolio tracking spreadsheet, since it is now October, we got a new bar on the charts. This was the highest candle we've ever had since 2022. I really wish I started this spreadsheet when I first started investing. Obviously, I don't have any data going back further than when I started the spreadsheet, which was May 2022. But obviously, as we can see here, like the portfolio was only $53,000 in July of 2022, just over 3 years ago. Literally, like not even 3.5 years ago. And we're up to almost literally $250,000 in the portfolio. Absolutely crazy. Anyways, we pretty much put in new highs on every chart across the board. TFSA hitting new all-time highs. RRSP new all-time highs. Obviously, FHSA is closed. The non-registered account pretty much new all-time highs when you factor in that I have taken money out of the account. Crypto, I believe all-time highs on the crypto account. Yes, I think so. And then my savings account. Again, if you do want to check out any of my individual holdings here, feel free to pause at any point. I'm going to go through all the accounts in the list view like this. You can see my return percentages, how many shares I have, my average cost basis on all the shares, all that fun stuff is on these charts. So this is my TFSA. We'll hop over to the RRSP, so you can also pause here. And the non-registered account, there's only one holding in here. The cash account, there is only one holding in there as well. And lastly, the crypto account. And we're still very, very early into October when we have received some pretty large dividends for myself. I'm not a dividend investor, but it is nice seeing some dividends roll in every so often. So in the TFSA, I have received about $47 worth of dividends. And in the RRSP, $180 worth of dividends so far in October. This is the most I've ever received in a month in the RRSP. So that's really, really cool to see. And then obviously I had a small interest payment in my cash account of $31.34 on the 1st of October. All right, everyone, that is going to do it for this portfolio update video. I hope you all have enjoyed. And as always, be sure to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and check out the referral link down in the description if you're interested in using Wealthsimple. And other than that, thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.